in the ADA Hub now in the Sip and Chat area where the Podcast Live event is going to be recorded a little later on today, sitting down with Dr. Alice Cheng to discuss what an incredible week it's already been. Dr. Cheng, so great to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for speaking with us.
My pleasure.
I want to hear from you first. How has the week been for you?
It's been great. It's been really great. A lot of it because Dr. Mark Atkinson and his group did such a great job organizing this conference and the planning committee. And because I'm not chairing this year, it's actually been really wonderful and quite relaxing.
Enjoyable.
And I've been able to learn a ton and see a bunch of friends and network, which is always one of the best parts of these conferences.
Well, speaking of learning, any key research that has been unveiled this week that's really stood out to you?
How much time you got?
All of it.
So I'll name three quick ones. One would be the VVX 880 forward study that was on, I think it was Friday, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, looking at stem cell derived islets, and just very exciting prospect for type 1 diabetes. The other one was Achieve 1, looking at oral orforglipron, so an oral GLP-1 receptor agonist showing incredible results. And as well, Redefine. So Redefine 1 and 2, which was looking at a combination of cagrilintide and semaglutide, again showing amazing weight loss and A1C results. So just incredible.
Some really great progress being made in that arena for sure.
Really great.
When you get to talk with attendees and, like you said, network face-to-face with people, what are you hearing? What kind of feedback?
Excitement. I think a lot of excitement and optimism about the future and about all the great research that's happening and sort of different phases that diabetes has gone through in the last number of decades, and just really optimistic about the future, I think is probably the best way to describe it.
That's great. That's very encouraging.
Yeah.
I want to talk about an event that's happening right here in the Sip and Chat area that's coming up a little later today, which is the Podcast Live event that you'll be moderating.
That's right.
What can you tell us?
So at 12:30, so 12:30 to 1:30, we're going to be right here, and it's going to be the co-hosts of all of the ADA podcasts. And it's similar to what we did last year, where it's a live recording of a podcast. So if anyone was curious as to what happens when we do these things, they're welcome to come and watch. And we're going to be discussing a little bit about our own podcast, but more importantly about what we learned over the course of the ADA scientific sessions.
And the podcast that you host, Diabetes Care on Air, what can you tell us about that? How does it stand out from the other podcasts?
Well, it's the best one. Sorry,
Absolutely.
I shouldn't say that. But so Diabetes Care on Air, I co-host with Dr. Mike Rickles, who's wonderful. And we do it every month, and essentially what we do is we cover off some of the feature articles that were selected by the editors of Diabetes Care. So we each do an author interview, and then we come back together and do what we call the rapid exchange, where Mike and I get to pick about 3 articles that we thought were particularly cool and then discuss them. And what's great is that Mike and I have slightly different interests within the diabetes field, so we don't have to fight over which articles we're going to talk about. We end up picking slightly different ones, and then we get to chit-chat about them. So I think it's great. I think it's a good way for someone to spend some time just getting caught up on that month's issue. Right. But obviously then they can go in for more details when they go in and read it.
Right. And like I said, that's happening 12:30 to 1:30 today, right here in the Sip and Chat area.
Correct.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck with the Podcast Live event.
Thank you.